Hey friends, Sean from Draft Therapy here, and on today's review for you, you may know him better as a Sasquatch or the Dewey Pod Monster. Bigfoot is a 9.6% barley wine from Sierra Nevada Brewing Company in Chico, California. Flipping through my back catalog of videos, I noticed that barley wines are grossly underrepresented in my review portfolio. I've done, countless reviews. Ever since I had that barrel-aged nemesis from Founders, I've been itching to try something that is actually a barley wine. Now, I know that a lot of barley wine proponents might tell you, hey, let that beer sit. But it's been a long while since I've had a fresh Bigfoot. The last time I remember picking up a whole six-pack of it, I was in my early craft beer journey, and I thought that all Sierra Nevada did was pale ales. You can imagine my surprise when I tried to plow through a sixer of barley wine. Not so much of a night to remember, but enough reminiscing. Let's get a look at the label. We'll get it into a glass, but first I'd like to thank my executive producers, Brian Kramer, David Jeffries, Vinnie Cant, and Cam Freeman for helping to bring this review to you today. If you'd like to become a producer, help out the channel, maybe just throw me a couple bucks to buy me a beer, take a look at my Patreon at patreon.drafttherapy.com, where you can get early access to these videos and a few other special perks that are available only to patrons. If the monetary thing isn't your thing, just like and share the video. Let's get the word out. Let's spread the joy about craft beer. Let's take a look at the label. We'll start from the top. The top, we have the silver Sierra Nevada bottle cap. It says fresh seal cap. Use a bottle opener. Don't twist this off with your hands. Probably use your teeth if that's your thing, though. Bigfoot might do that. So if we look at the top of the label here, it has a foot. It has a royal kind of blue color to it. It says 2022 Bigfoot barley wine style ale. Underneath that, we see the Sierra Nevada scroll. We have a blue label with some pine trees here. It says Bigfoot barley wine style ale. It has a Bigfoot here in the trees and has it looks something like a prospector trying to pull his mule. It says 12 fluid ounces, Sierra Nevada Brewing Company in Chico, California, and Mills River, North Carolina. If we turn around to the back, this tells us it was packaged on December 1st, 2021. It says extreme in the 80s and a force of flavor today. Bigfoot is a timeless beast of a beer, forever tracked for its enormous malt body and sheer hop intensity. Drink it fresh or cellar each year's expedition to unleash a world of new flavors over time. Underneath that, it says alcohol 9.6% by volume. We have the deposit information and the government warning. Not really much else to write home about on this. Like I said, this has been a long time since I've had a fresh Bigfoot. I am going to hold on. I'm going to hold on to the rest of my six-pack, though, to talk about later in a few months. This was, again, most people say to age these for some time. It's already aged 6 months at this point. I'm sure it could age damn near indefinitely at 9.6%, but let's crack it. We'll put a nose on the bottle here. Use my handy dandy bottle opener here. Haven't had to use it in a long time because there's just not so many bottles these days that come out. But let's put a nose on it. It has a sweet malty aroma. Not getting a whole lot of aroma directly out of the bottle, but that's why we pour these things, right? That's why I'm not drinking it directly out of the bottle. So let's go ahead and pour this into my Tiku glass here. Coming out a nice light caramel color, see-through stream, not hazy. Not looking too thick at all. 12 fluid ounces should fit in that glass pretty darn well. If we hold a finger up to it, we got about a finger of head, compact, tight head, a little bit of a light caramel color to the head itself, which matches the beer. If we hold the beer up to the light here, as you can see, that is pretty clear. I don't know how clear you can see through that, but it has a nice kind of amber color to it, borderline almost red. I can see my fingers through it. To you, it looks quite a bit darker, like a burgundy. It doesn't look quite as burgundy to me. It looks a little bit more, has a little bit more of that kind of clarity, but it's the lights. I'm seeing it through the light. You're seeing it with the light in front of it. Let's put a nose on the glass here. Again, just kind of coming up with a sweet malty aroma. Not really getting much on a hoppy side at all. So we're looking at kind of more of a sweet aroma than anything else. Let's go ahead and try it out. Cheers. We always talk about the mouthfeel first. It has a really kind of even mouthfeel. It's really really I was going to say borderline medium, but it is definitely medium. It's not It's not light, it's not crisp, it's not super like sharp, but it's not super heavy either. So it just kind of fits right in that kind of medium, that medium category. Think like an IPA or something in that kind of mouthfeel category. Now let's talk about the flavor. There's a lot going on here, and I'm going to struggle to explain all the different flavors that are going on here, but I'm going to do my best. So up front, what comes through the most, it has this kind of bitter bite to it. That bitterness, that hoppiness comes through. I didn't really taste it much on the aroma, but I'm definitely getting it on the flavor. Really just up front, it has a lot of these kind of sharp, bitter flavors, but that kind of, it has like a piney, resinous kind of flavor. It definitely feels like it is part. So I think that Stone and I think that Sierra Nevada both have these really specific kind of hop profiles that they use for their beers, and I feel like you taste them throughout. Stone definitely has their own specific lineage, and I feel like Sierra Nevada kind of does that same thing. Now, not all Sierra Nevada beers have this same similar kind of bitterness to them, but I feel like Pale Ale and this Bigfoot have this similar kind of flavor to it. After you get past that hurdle of the really like ultra bitter flavor that's in the upfront, and again, this is a fresh Bigfoot. We're looking at 6 months. This was pretty much, I just picked this up, but it was packaged in December. So you're getting that kind of, that bitterness, but you're also getting, after that, you're getting this sweet maltiness, and you're also getting that kind of, I want to say like I say this about Two Hearted and all the maltiness. That maltiness comes through as sweet, but it also comes through with this bit of like a woodsy, cedary kind of just sharpness to it. So I feel like while you're getting a lot of that bitterness, it is pretty reminiscent of like an IPA to me so far at least. But then that bitterness is so strong in the upfront, and then after that, that's when you start to get like a little bit of the subtle sweetness, that maltiness, that cedary sharp malty flavor. And then after that, the bitterness comes back. So that piney, that citrus bitterness, more, I would say more piney, more resinous bitterness comes through in the finish. And then the aftertaste just kind of sits there. It doesn't move much. This beer tastes to me like a really strong IPA, like something, the IPA is just over the top IPA. It has that really strong bitterness. That kind of, from the barley wines, I'm not a big expert on barley wines. I haven't had a whole lot of them. Like I said, I think Bigfoot was one of the first ones that I ever had, and I took a long break from them. Straight Jacket, I think, from Revolution is probably one of the more recent, really good ones that I had, but that also has maple in it. Nemesis, I wasn't, from Founders, I wasn't too impressed by. The barrel-aged Nemesis, again, not super impressed by. It tastes a lot like the regular Nemesis. This one is a little bit different. It tastes a little bit more like, I think, Straight Jacket minus that maple. I am, tasting what I'm tasting here with the bitterness being that really upfront flavor, I can see why you would age this beer. And I will be aging this beer. I will be talking about it again in 6 months. What is it, May right now? So come November, I'll talk about it again and let you know how different it is. And maybe I'll have a little bit more commentary on, would I prefer to drink it fresh or maybe would I prefer to age it? Barley wines are something because they're so higher, not so high, but they're higher in ABV. And again, at least this one is very hop forward, very bitter forward. I feel like somebody that were like IPAs, like I've had all the West Coast IPAs. It's just not cutting it for me anymore. Pick up a Bigfoot, pick up a barley wine. You're going to get those really bitter qualities up front. And then we'll talk about the aging and how it changes at a later date. But I think right now, with a fresher Bigfoot, again, this is only 6 months old. I feel like with a fresher Bigfoot, it is really like an Uber IPA at this point. It's really hop forward. Again, getting a little bit of a maltiness to it. But I feel like as it ages, the only other experiments I've done is with Hop Slam, and Hop Slam I did like a multi-year video a couple years ago, and it really starts to kind of mellow out and become more of like a sweet barley wine, and I'm really looking forward to see how Bigfoot turns out in 6 months, because I feel like a lot of that hoppy bitterness is going to fall off, and we're going to start to taste a little bit more of that sweetness. So I'm looking forward to seeing what this beer tastes like once it's been able to age. All right, friends, that has been Sierra Nevada's Bigfoot. What are your thoughts on this beer? How long do you think I should age it before I try it again? And are there any other barley wines you think I should try? Let me know in the comments down below. While you're down there, if you like beer, you might want to subscribe and click that bell, because I'm here talking about beer twice a week on Tuesdays and Thursdays. It's all for free for viewers just like you. And you might miss your newest favorite if you're not subscribed and getting those notifications. If you are subscribed and getting notifications, please share the video. Let's expand the net. Let's get a lot of other people talking about craft beer and how much they love it. So until next time, I'm Sean from Draft Therapy. Thanks for stopping by. Remember, drink craft beer, support your local breweries. These guys are in Chico, California. And until next time, don't forget to treat yourself to a little draft therapy. Thanks for watching, everybody. See you next time. Cheers.